Hey everyone, CJ Lang here for the fantasyauthority.com. I am here as always with my partner in crime, Brian Beckman at WeArePSU26 on Twitter. Brian, how you doing this week?
Good. How's it going, man?
Oh, it's another day in paradise, living somebody's dream.
Little under the weather, huh?
Oh, a tiny bit. It's okay. It's not like I sound nasally all the time anyway. So
you sound sexy as hell.
Yeah, thank you. I'll let my wife know. So this week for our Dynasty buys and sells, I am going to start off with my buy this week, and that is Tevin Coleman, running back for the San Francisco 49ers. Now, this backfield has been a nightmare to predict, even during all offseason. Raheem Mostert went out there, blew it up the first couple weeks. Then he went out. McKinnon kind of came back. Had been decent. Then he's kind of trailed off. Jermichael Hasty, who you profiled for the Fantasy Authority earlier this year, has had some decent outings. And now all of a sudden, Jeffrey Wilson had a monster game last week, 112 yards, 3 touchdowns. I wouldn't necessarily start him this week if you have him, but as a dynasty buy, I think he's a good one moving forward, especially if your fantasy team is a contender. I think he can fit in nicely as a running back 3 or a flex option for you. The 49ers and Shanahan, they love to run the ball, and even with their injuries at quarterback, wide receiver, and tight end, they still never shy away from the running game. Coleman also has Shanny's trust from their time in Atlanta, and I think he will easily vault himself over McKinnon and Hasty in a couple weeks on the depth chart. So, let him get a week of practices. Let him get some gameplay under his belt first before deploying him out in a couple weeks. But for right now, I can definitely consider him a buy in Dynasty. Who do you got for a buy this week?
My buy, this is purely situational, and it's trying to cash in on an opportunity here. My buy this week is Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas has been hurt. He's been out. He's been throwing a temper tantrum. Then he was hurt again. Nobody really knows what's going on. Maybe he's getting traded. Who knows? But in a dynasty format, I'm going to go try to use that, find the frustrated Michael Thomas owner. Let's face it, Michael Thomas is at the start of the year was wide receiver 1 overall. I took him in a redraft. He was my first round pick. The talent is there. Michael Thomas is Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is a wide receiver. Wide receivers tend to have prima donna moments. Maybe that's what's going on here. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't care. What I'm going to do is try to capitalize on it instead of buying Michael Thomas for 4 firsts worth of value. Hell, I don't know. Maybe I go throw 2 firsts at the owner and see if he's agitated. Or we're sitting here watching the Panthers as we tape this. Maybe I'd take Robbie Anderson in a first-round pick and a second-round pick or something like that. The owner's looking for some production. I'm going to throw that at him and see if he bites. I think it's that opportunity right now with everything going on. Maybe his value sunk just a little bit purely from owner frustration, nothing else. I'm going to try to capitalize on that, get Michael Thomas on my team long-term, and enjoy the production for the next 10 years.
My sell for this week, maybe you've heard about him, maybe you haven't. AB, wide receiver of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, come on. I know that Brady and him had a little splash last year on the Patriots. AB is remarkable. I mean, he is a great wide receiver. If he could, like in X-Men Wolverine where they sewed that dude's mouth shut, if they could do that to AB, that'd be prime candidate. But, to put it kindly, he's quite the character off the field, which has gotten him into a lot of trouble. But in Dynasty, everyone held him. You did not see him on any waiver wires. He's been stashed because there was always that possibility of him coming back. This is not like a Darius Guy situation where he's facing a felony strangulation charge. On Dynasty League Football's Trade Finder this week, AB has gone straight up in a couple trades for OBJ and Juju. So, you're looking at maybe multiple first-round picks for a dude who hasn't taken a snap yet. So people are definitely thinking that there's value there. So you need to sell him. Brady has never, I'm a Patriots fan, Brady has never had this many targets to throw to. Godwin, Evans, Gronk. Now I'm mixing Tyler Johnson and Scotty Miller in the slot. You still got Rojo and Fournette who can catch out of the backfield. Now throw in AB. This is for fantasy purposes, a nightmare to own these guys.
Yep.
Especially considering the price that you can get for Evans and Godwin these days.
Yep.
So AB throws a whole wrench into the whole thing. Sell him now because you know what? You're not sure what his fantasy future holds because you're not sure what the Buccaneers are going to do with all these guys. This is like Golden State. This is like the Golden State Warriors, like there's only one ball and you've got our locker room full of all-stars. So, and there's also the fact that you don't know if his mouth is going to get him into more trouble. So do not waste this winning lottery ticket that's been on your bench this whole year and sell him.
It's the reason you hold on to guys like that. It's exactly this moment right here. You nailed it, I think. If you've been holding him, cash in and run away happy.
Yep.
You might sell a little low, but it's worth the risk.
Who's your sell this week, Brian?
All right, this is a big one. Bear with me. I wish Jeremiah was here because he'd argue with me to the death on this one, but my sell right now, close, Patrick Mahomes.
Ooh.
So here's the deal. Hear me out, all right? So there is no argument in a super flex format. Patrick Mahomes is our number one dynasty asset with far and away. Even if you're a calculator guy or if you're looking on the trades or whatever, he's almost a first-round pick value above McCaffrey. So he's far and away the most expensive dynasty asset out there. But let's look at his numbers a little bit. This year so far, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, and Justin Herbert all have a higher points per game average than he does. Right below him, you got Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Ryan Tannehill, and Deshaun Watson. All of those guys, now Wilson's stratospheric numbers right now. He's putting up like 40 points a game. It's ridiculous. All those other guys are within about 6 points per game average of each other, depending on your format, of course. But here's the thing. Any one of those guys is at least a first-round pick lower value than Patrick Mahomes. Is Patrick Mahomes going to get more valuable than he is right now? I don't know. But here's the thing. If he does, he starts getting into that untradeable category where you're not even going to be able to trade him. Nobody's going to pay even close to that. So why not take what you got, offer Patrick Mahomes for Justin Herbert and a first-round pick? Your production is actually, according to the numbers right now, going to go up. And you're going to get an asset on top of that. The other thing too is that Mahomes is so untradeable in most leagues. If you offer a Mahomes owner a deal, you're probably going to get laughed at no matter what it is. People just don't sell Mahomes. So if you are the Mahomes owner, you throw a deal out there and somebody's going to snap accept it without even looking at what it is. Now, we can all hope for that scenario. I'm not sure that'll actually happen, but you get the point. So if I've got Mahomes, I'm going to see what I can get. And if I can throw in, maybe I get Russell Wilson in a first round pick, or maybe I can get Kyler Murray in a mid to top running back or something like that. I know it's crazy and I know it's sacrilege to say we're going to sell Patrick Mahomes, but I think maybe right now it might be worth taking a look at, especially with these rookie quarterbacks producing the way they are. So I think there's a deal to be had out there.
So you just told everybody in the dynasty world to sell the $500 million man.
I sure did, because I can get a $400 million man and a $200 million man. And in dynasty, that's a profit. And I'm taking it to the bank.
So who would you rather have right now, Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes on your team?
That's an irrelevant question, because the question should be, who would you rather have, Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Miller or Lamar Jackson and somebody? So I'll take Lamar Jackson and somebody.
Oh, all right. Well, if you're still watching, that was our video for this week.
Hey, go big or go home, right?
I guess. Yeah. All good ratings. So you can find us on thefantasyauthority.com. We have all sorts of dynasty, redraft, and DFS fantasy football content. Please go onto our YouTube channel, which you're watching right now, and like and subscribe. And we will see you guys